My name's Shane Edelsten. I'm a grain grower in the Southern Valley of Victoria in the district of Hopetoun West. I'm a mixed grain farmer with my brother, two nephews and son Blair. We do a bit of hay, a bit of vetch, oat and hay, and cereals and canola and lentils. Typically we have around the 1,000 to 1,500 acres of oat and hay and vetch. We've got two hay sheds like the one we're standing in, and this holds 2,000 bales, and any surplus goes under hay caps out in the open, and that's generally a vetch. We look after the oat and hay because it's export oat and hay. Predominantly the oat and hay is for export into Japan, China, and I think Korea's starting to open up there. For us it's all about quality, and colour's a major factor with oat and hay, and so we bale it and get it into a shed as quick as we can. We would generally keep hay for 2 to 3 months, depending on the end user's time frame. Unfortunately, most hay growers experience a hay fire somewhere in their lifetime. We had the misfortune of losing a shed full of hay 6 or 8 seasons ago. The cost of the shed was $140,000 and the contents were $360,000. It's important to monitor temperatures because that can cook it inside. Before monitoring came along, we used to moisture probe every bale that come into the shed. It's a different technique. The HAYTECH probes monitor heat, whereas we used to monitor moisture. So we get an overall view of how the hay's going with both of them. And we put the HAYTECH probes in the higher moisture bales. We become aware of the HAYTECH monitoring system via our local auto elect who had them on display. My interest come from there. Our system is we've got 2 sheds about 10 k's apart, and we've got a separate system on both sheds which goes to the cloud and goes to the Quanturi app on our phones, and it'll alert us where there's a hot bale, and then you look it up in detail and find out which shed that's in. With the mobility of phones nowadays, I can be away and I'll get an alert, and there's generally somebody around the farm somewhere, and I'll say, look, go to shed B, there's a hot spot. Hay season starts first, and then we get into grain harvest. And you don't want to have to be pulling sheds apart and monitoring hay in sheds while you're harvesting. So you can sit up in your truck and you can flick over to the app on the phone and say, oh yeah, look, the hay's all fine. It's definitely peace of mind. You always have issues with new technology, and I found the online service back to Western Australia, I had to wait till after lunch, but definitely 5-star. Would highly recommend this system to anybody else considering it. Money well spent, and cheap when you look at the overall cost of it over time.